on today's freaking episode, I'm going to be kind of showing you guys. Now, this is what I like to carry with me, what I like to use. I'm showing it to you guys because, you know, I catch a decent amount of steelhead. I'm not great by any means, but I do everything on a pretty friendly budget. Steelhead fishing and salmon fishing can get really, really expensive. We'll kind of talk about price points, what I have, what I like to use, and hopefully maybe you guys can learn something from this, or maybe you guys want to fish like I do. But let's go ahead and roll into what we got. So first thing we're going to kind of talk about is rod setups. I like 8 to 12 spinning rods. Now this is a 6.6, 8 to 12. It has my Okuma Nemesis 2500 on there. I have an R&B lure on this rod. I've actually been out just fishing for some coho and stuff. An 8 to 12, anywhere from 6.5 to 8 foot long rod is perfect. This is my spinner throwing. Maybe it's, you know, middle of December and, oh my God, fish just jumped right there. But, you know, maybe it's like middle of December or whatever, and you guys are wanting to throw some twitching jigs. I like to use my twitching rod as my spinning rod. So I always carry 2 rods with me. That's the first of what I like to carry. My second rod, and by the way, that reel was $32 and the rod was $20. So that's like a $50 combo. It's lasted me all this year. That's lasted me like a long time, because that's actually my bass fishing setup too. I like to multi-purpose all my rods, you know, get my best bang for my buck. This rod right here, I have to step back for you guys. You're not gonna be able to see the whole thing, but this is my 10'6" Okuma 6 to 15. It is spooled up. It's rigged up with my Shimano Katana. This has 30-pound like high vis, what you could call it, braided line on there. I can tie bumpers and everything onto this, you know, so when I'm fishing low key like I like to do, if I'm fishing really big heavy water, I can fish slip bobbers, which I don't really do a lot. I like to use fixed floats for pretty much everything. Obviously it's a 2-piece rod, but the purpose of this is when I'm like casting and I'm trying to mend my line and everything. I mean, like check this out. You know, when I'm down here fishing and I'm like, you know, I cast all the way to that outside seam of that drift out there. By the way, there is another video on my channel of how to read water. So when you guys hear me say outside, inside, all that stuff you don't know, you guys can go peep that. But say I cast all the way over there and I'm like, man, my line is getting a huge bow going down river and I need to lift my line. Well, this thing's like 15 or 16, probably more, because my arm's probably what, 7? So I'm like almost 17 feet in the air. I can pick my line up and mend it back. That's just what I like to do. I have a lot more give in the top of my rod. I don't lose as many fish. Let's go over here and let's see what we got in the bag. Okay, everybody, so also one quick thing I want to say about that. That rod was $59 at Bi-Mart and that reel was $29 at Bi-Mart. So what was that, 60? That's a $90 combo. That's pretty good, considering most rods that you see all these other YouTubers and stuff use are all $300 rods. Just the rod itself, not even the combo. They have like $500 combos. So I'm doing as much as they're doing, if not more, with way significantly less. With backpacks, you don't have to have really nice backpacks. This is just what I like to have. I recommend actual like backpacks. It's just easier to carry when you're walking down the river. Here in my front pocket, something that I would recommend to people is buy a pair of nice braid scissors. These things are only like $2.99. But when it comes to cutting braided line, game changer. This is just like a kind of a budget type thing for you guys. So this is something I like to do and it works out okay for me. Not everybody likes this, but I can buy a huge box of gallon bags, like a 15 pack or whatever, and they last me all year for just putting my stuff in. I don't put all my stuff in these, but if I'm like, man, I got a couple, you know, floats and bags, or I got line and stuff, I just put them in gallon bags with zippers. For my bobbers, this is something new that I'm trying, but I've heard a lot of good things about them. These are Aerofloat AF7s. Now they have like, they're saying they're made for 1/8 ounce, but I like to fish 1/4 ounce, so I'm just not gonna put one weight on there to make up for the difference. I carry a bunch of those. I carry 12 Seagar STS. This is my favorite stuff. I carry 12 and I also carry a spool of 20. There's no reason to get it out. I just carry 12 and 20. I like 12 for like my, you know, my leader if I run something, a trailer or bead fishing. And I like 20 when I run my main line, because steelhead, everyone thinks they're line shy, they're not. Steelhead are very simple creatures. I like to carry beads. Now, if I have anything that's like new in a bag that's not in my bead box, this is what I carry them in. I'll show you guys my bead box, but these are, I have some NQs.
Your beat box.
My beat box. And then I have, this is actually a cool little company. They're pretty good. And then obviously BNR, and those are some DRO beads, Dylan Rush Outfitters. I bought some of those. I have some small little, these are little 1/8 ounce weights, and sometimes I like to put those below my little fixed float if I'm bead fishing, because they're a 1/4 ounce. But I'll run an 1/8, which would work perfect for these. So I'll like run my float a little ways below it, I'll run that, and then I'll run my bead like off a 3-way swivel. Pretty simple. I'll show you guys all these setups in another episode. you know, a little bit into steelhead season. That's why I like carrying my gallon bag. Now, we'll jump into the cool stuff. So, big rip. Anyways, so now take or give all of these things, guys. You don't have to buy as much. This is just an accumulation over like 2 steelhead seasons of stuff. But you guys could buy less, you know, and do the same thing because it gets expensive fast. But this is this box. I like these little Bomat clear drifts. I have some bobber dogging bobbers. I don't bobber dog a lot, but I have a couple on rods already. And these right here, peep this real quick. This is my top secret float. Now in like Michigan steelhead fisheries, Great Lakes fisheries, they really like to go by grams, which why they go by grams when we go by ounces a lot of the time, I don't know. That makes no sense to me. But 9 grams is about a 1/4 ounce. So I like to use these super cheap little fixed floats because, well, if I buy, say, an addicted float and $6 and I lose it, well, I can buy 6 of these for the same price. So I can lose 6 versus losing 1, and I don't lose as many, and they're super stealthy, and I catch a lot of fish on these. Literally these floats. I fished addicted floats and these, and I think these outfish them. It's just my opinion. If you like having fancy things, get the addicted ones. I don't really do a lot of jig fishing, but I do have some little like hair jigs in here. These are all just different kinds. Obviously I have some like Mustad addicted Sink It series. I kind of like those. I like to use these little P-line Dragon balls. There's Dave's Tangle Free. I have both in here. But I personally, like, to be honest with you guys, I don't really use those a lot and I don't lose a lot of them. So I don't feel, you know, bad because these ones are supposedly lead. He uses not lead. That's why they're $8 for 3 of them. And these are $3 for 5 of them, which I don't know. I just like to be cost effective, and I know I don't lose very many, so I don't hurt the river. But, you know, I got a nice assortment. I have like a little 1/8 ounce. This is literally all I fish with. And if you guys have stayed on my channel, you see I catch fish on literally this. So just keep it simple. We'll jump into the next box here. So we're just gonna kind of grab and go. This is my bead box. So I like these. Box. Stop. No, I like these little waterproof boxes. These things are pretty sick. I don't know, people think they're annoying, but I like them. You guys can see here, I have like, you know, just varieties of beads in there. Something I would recommend you guys to get is one of these little bait needles. Bait needles are awesome because, for example, like this bead here, these little tiny, I like to fish small beads. They don't have holes through them. So obviously you can just take that and go through it like that. Loop your line through that little loop guy there. And then you can just slide the bead back over the line. You know, because like BNRs, and I don't think DROs have it, but I'm pretty sure BNR is one of the only companies. If you know that, comment down below if any other companies have hole through beads. Like this is a BNR and it's got a hole all the way through it, so you can slide it onto your line. I carry some of these little Brads, I think they're Brads bead pegs. These are pretty sick for hard beads. I don't really carry a lot of hard beads, but those work great actually for pegging beads. They work awesome. I carried some, you know, T-stops. I don't have a lot. Lily was being a freaking turd. We had to go get her. She was trying to run the road. But that is pretty much it. One more little overlook at the bead box. These are thirsty beads. I don't like thirsty beads. I literally have had those for like 4 years and I don't use them. But one of these days I might need them, so I leave them in my box. That is it for the bead box. Next box is my spinner box.
So colorful.
Yeah, it's very colorful. We have some spoons in there. I'm not really too big on spoon fishing. That's why I literally have 1 gold and 1 silver. But what I do really like is I like R&Bs, green. They have single point. I like R&Bs. I like blue foxes. Something, I actually lost a lot of these, but I just bought some the other day for a fishing challenge. Steelhead by Buds. They're actually good, and they're $2, so pretty effective. And we have one more box to look at, and then that's pretty much going to be it. Last but not least, we actually have one more thing in here that I literally forgot about, but it's my favorite bag. This box, this is just kind of, this is something more my personal preference, but I have plugs. Blue Pirate, literally can't be better. Green Pirate, these plugs have caught a lot of fish. I haven't lost them, which is very surprising. Literally, look at all the paint coming off these things from me just destroying fish. And then this is where I like to keep all my hooks and everything. I don't carry very many, but I like 1s, 2s, and I think those are 4s. So I don't go below 4 because that's pretty tiny. And then I just have some twitching jigs in here because you literally never know when you're gonna need one. So I don't have many. I have like 4 of them in there. This is just kind of more of an extra box. I believe this is like a wiggle wart. Wiggle warts are pretty sick. Actually, it's a storm plug. It's kind of like a wiggle wart, but these are cool actually for literally casting and retrieving. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty deadly. people just overlook it. Actually, while I'm BSing myself, casting these and retrieving them is pretty deadly too. I have caught more springers doing that than literally any other way of fishing for springers. So it looks cringe and people look at me and then they see me hook a fish and they're like, oh, but I don't know, it's just what works for me. So yeah. And then last but not least, this is my favorite bag. It's literally stuff. It's called Okeechobee.
Is it your pink worms?
This is Okeechobee fats. I don't know what that means. It is.
Devin, is it filled with pink worms?
Not all pink worms. But anyways, this bag was $10 at Walmart, but it's super sick. Everything Walmart, of course. But these bags are cool because if you worm fish and you have to find a solution to putting your worms away, these are super awesome. These are like school binders.
And it's filled with worms.
Yeah, check it out though.
Devin has a thing with worms.
Yeah. So what I like to do is in the back, these are extra jig heads and stuff that I don't really ever use. I primarily stick to white jig heads. As you guys can see, I have like, you know, pink and white, chartreuse. These are just an assortment of worms. Like when I find them at the river, I just throw them in these bags and put them in. These are WFO. I forget what these are called. I have a brand new bag of these and I'll tell you what those are called. I have some of these steelhead, I think they're steelhead stalkers, dragon tail worms. Those actually are pretty good and they're 6-inch worms. These are just kind of like a more natural worm. They're really super small, more Mad River, you know, pink and purple, more pink and white worms. And these are called creamsicles. So these are actually different than these. These are more of like a pink and white, and then those are a creamsicle. But pink and white is literally my all-time favorite. And then here in the front, like I said, I primarily fish white jig heads. So I do have like the mustad worm heads, which I've never tried this because I have never actually found white. So I literally just bought those. But these little arrow jig, 1/4 ounce with the worm keeps, those are my favorite. And then for my little bobbers, I carry all my bands in here because when I go to grab a jig head, I just grab one of these out, or you know, because the bobbers already have one on the bottom. So I just grab one of those out of the bag, put the bag away. That way I'm always organized. By the end of the steelhead season, this stuff will probably all just be thrown in my bag because I'll forget to put it away. That is literally it. And now when it comes down to it, you guys, maybe 1 or 2 bags of worms is probably all you're going to need. You know, this is just an accumulation
Devin's
of everything.
Just has problems.
But this is just over the course of years and years and just buying, you know, more and more stuff. I mean, in a sense. I actually haven't, I mean, all this was pretty much bought last year. I haven't even really bought steelhead gear yet. I do have 2 of these 10-6 rods. I have, you know, 2 Ozark trail rods. Sometimes I like to use
5 Ozark trail rods.
Well, yeah, but I have 2 of these spinning ones. You know, so that's what I like to carry with me. I keep it super simple, super cheap. It's all really effective stuff. So I'm gonna put this stuff in my bag. We're gonna go freaking do some fishing. Make sure that you guys do subscribe if you like this. If you have like any other comments, drop them down below. Like maybe how, you know, better solution for this that maybe you guys want to do. Any other improved ideas or extra things that you think I should add? Comment down below. Maybe other people will read the comments and, you know, maybe they'll want to do that. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll freaking see you guys' face on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching the video. I figured, well, heck, now that you guys know what you're going to need for steelhead season, let's go ahead and actually just show you guys some fishing clips to get you excited for winter steelhead. It's going to be a great season, I think. Hopefully the water works out this year. I know, you know, last year wasn't the best, but let's show you guys some clips, and just want to say thank you for watching the whole video. Fish, steelhead. Yeah, on the vintage rod. That's going. All right, guys, there's that little steelhead I caught, dark little buck. So we're gonna let him go make some babies. Let's get another one. Fish, steelhead. Do you want to fight it? All right, guys, there's that beautiful steelhead that Hayden just caught. Fish! What do you think? It's my first actual, like, pretty decent size one.
I only accept whatever's meant for me. We ain't going half, we going all the way. Stay 10 toes, gotta keep it fan close. Yeah, that's up, yeah, we know. I've been riding, I've been rolling on this road for a long time. I've been out here getting on my own for a long time.
Last cast. I want to dial this thing back a little bit. There we go. Fish, steelhead, steelhead.
God.
Do you want to fight it?
Yeah.
Here.
I don't fight it.
Holy crap, dude. No way. Dude, high five, bro. Oh my God, I hooked a fish. He got a steelhead, dude. He got a steelhead.
You got a steelhead.
Well, I don't care.
First fish on this rod.
Oh my God, dude. Gotta stop the other camera. Yeah, you're gonna have to walk up here, Yeah. Get above log, We're gonna try to land this thing.
Bird nest right here.
What?
There's a bird nest right here.
A bird nest?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Oh God, stick. Okay, here.
Okay, you have 10.
Got him.
It's a wild, yeah. All right, guys. There's that beautiful steelhead that Hayden just caught. He obviously can't get in the water with this fish, so I'm just handling it. He took a couple pictures with it down by the water, so look at that beauty. That's a heck of a way to start the morning. So I'll let her go here. And we've been trying to keep this fish in the water as much as possible because she's a wild steelhead and you gotta take care of these things. So we're gonna make sure that she has all the time to revive that she wants here. Look at that thing. What a blinger. There she goes. Those are some amazing creatures. Congratulations, Hayden. That's actually his first wild steelhead. I mean, it was a handoff, but I think there's gonna be more where that came from. So let's try to get another one, guys. We have made it to our next location, and Hayden actually has the net this time. But we have driven quite a ways. We're actually on river number 2 for the day because we bailed out of the first river just because it was so low and clear. Fingers crossed, maybe we can catch a fish here. It looks extremely good. It's actually kind of clear. It's nice because you can see all the green buckets and everything. So Hayden and I are gonna go walk down here to the fishing spot, see if we can catch a fish. Stay tuned. So Hayden and I didn't catch a dang thing. Oh gosh.
I broke off and lost like a $6 bobber.
Yeah, Hayden broke off a brand new bobber. So we are going to actually bail out of here, but it's a beautiful day out here. I can't really complain. We're gonna go fish another river, so it's gonna be our 3rd river of the day. It's probably a bad idea because there's gonna be a ton of people, but we're gonna go get some lunch and then go to another river. So thank you guys for watching up to this point. Who knows? Day could turn out really good. I mean, already turned. It's obviously always a good day, but could catch a couple steelhead over there. The river that we're gonna go to actually has a pretty high amount of hatchery fish in it right now. The trap has been getting a ton of fish, and with the water, I mean, like, I don't really know what you can see it, but it's pretty low and green. So especially with it being the day, those fish aren't really gonna move a ton. So that's the goal. Stay tuned, and I guess we're gonna go get lunch, and we'll see you guys at the river. Fish! You coming? Is it huge? We don't have a net, huh?
I do not have a net.
What do you think?
Still, this is my first actual, like, pretty decently sized one.
I mean, even if you lose this fish at this point, that's a long fish. That's your PB.
That's my picture fish. Yeah, that's a picture fish for sure.
All right, guys. There's that fish Hayden just caught. It's a beautiful hatchery fish, but she's already spawned. And this fish will definitely make it down to the ocean. So there's no reason to keep this fish. She doesn't have any eggs. She wouldn't be very good table fare. So to let this fish be able to go to the ocean and possibly return next year is definitely worth it. So we're gonna give her time here, keep her in the current head up so that it's going right through her gills. But this fish fought for honestly quite a while, so just let her do her thing. It's gonna take a few minutes, but she'll go. Look at the colors on her.
Beautiful fish.
I love the spots on steelhead's head that just never gets old.
There she goes.
What do you think?
That's my personal best steelhead, and that's about how long you think that fish was.
That was a long fish.
She would have been heavy.
28 maybe?
Yeah, she would have been heavier, so if she wasn't spawned out, but
not too bad. Let's
yeah.
We're gonna keep fishing, but I mean I can't really complain with that, so let's try to get another one. All right, everybody, that is gonna do it for today's episode. Okay. Unfortunately, I did not get to land my own steelhead today, but as you guys saw, I did hook one, hand it to Hayden, and Hayden landed his own fish, so congratulations to him. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. Huge shout out to Fuse Sunglasses for actually sending me another pair of these, because I have broke both of my pairs, so huge shout out to them. Make sure you guys go show them some support, follow them on Instagram, maybe go buy a pair of glasses. These are glasses I love. Do you have anything to say?
I got a late birthday present from the fish gods.
Oh, so should we tell them what happened with the beads? Because I think that might have played a part in it.
Yeah, actually, let's tell them about it. I'm gonna drive, so you tell them about it.
Okay, so Hayden actually had a bunch of beads in his bead box, and he was like, I don't want these anymore. And I was like, well, what can we do with them? So he just put them in a bag and, you know, left them in a public area right there on the bank for somebody to find. So, you know, so that they could have them essentially. But it's pretty crazy because he did that and he said, like, maybe the fish gods will bless me.
I immediately landed my
then literally a few seconds later we drove down here to this spot and he caught a fish. So I don't know, that's kind of cool. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys' faces on the next fishing adventure. Till next time, good luck if you go fishing, and peace out, everybody. So those are actually the beads on that guy's truck that Hayden left. He walked over and found them and picked them up. So
probably right as I hooked my fish.
Yeah, I was just say, like, literally right after. So he claimed those things. He's probably fishing them because they were opened up. We kind of paid it forward to somebody, gave him like $20 worth of beads.